So while the US government orders its federal agencies to start deploying encryption into their websites and emails, the British government wants to ban encryption because it protects terrorists and bad people. So either the British spies think of their American allies they are terrorists and bad people, or they didn't just get the memo from their big brother that encryption is the very thing that keeps us safe from terrorists and bad people. And while I'm enjoying this video to be demonetized for no reason because I avoidably used the T word 3 times in the first 3 sentences, the government of the United Kingdom continues its never-ending campaign of insanity against free and open internet. But they must have some really compelling arguments why they hate encryption so much. Let's hear it from the one and only Home Secretary Amber Rudd, who got it perfectly sorted and will make us all change our minds.
We need to make sure that organisations like WhatsApp, and there are plenty of others like that, don't provide a secret place for terrorists to communicate with each other.
God damn it, WhatsApp. Why are you doing this? Why do you have to be so evil? I thought we were friends. Come on, Facebook, we are on the same side here. We both want to spy on everyone. On the technical note, you don't need to know the content of the messages to know your target. Your fellas even admitted that they kill people based on metadata.
Yeah, first of all, David's description of what you can do with metadata, and quoting a mutual friend, Stuart Baker, is absolutely correct. Okay, we kill people based on metadata.
Don't pretend like you are somehow retarded in this and that they don't proliferate any cyber offensive capabilities.
It used to be that people would steam open envelopes or just listen in on phones when they wanted to find out what people were doing legally through warrantry. But on this situation, we need to make sure that our intelligence services have the ability to get into situations like encrypted WhatsApp.
In this situation, right. We know exactly what you mean by in this situation. You want warrantless mass surveillance.
We're not saying open up, we don't want to go into the cloud, we don't want to do all sorts of things like that.
You are saying open up. And you are going into the cloud. You want the backdoor into encryption. Own it. Just say what you want. You are not fooling anybody. You are the biggest authoritarian perverts this world has ever seen. Winston Churchill would have allied with the Soviet Union to start a World War III against people like you.
But we do want them to recognise that they have a responsibility to engage with government, to engage with law enforcement agencies when there is a terrorist situation.
They do have the responsibility and they do engage with the law enforcement. Every encrypted service on Earth is compliant with the law. Some of them are even transparent about it and disclose to their user base what data they hand over to law enforcement agencies. You're not asking to improve collaboration with the police. You are building a surveillance state. China and Russia are taking notes from you.
We would do it all through the carefully thought through, legally covered arrangements, but they cannot get away with saying we are a different situation. They are not.
You want to see our WhatsApp messages? How about we start with yours? Then let's see how much you want backdoor into encryption. If you want to violate people's privacy, start with yourself, and then we might at least think you are a legitimate person.
And the way you know that they don't actually believe it is that while they say with their words that privacy doesn't matter, with their actions they take all kinds of steps to safeguard their privacy. They put passwords on their email and their social media accounts. They put locks on their bedroom and bathroom doors. All steps designed to prevent other people from entering what they consider their private realm and knowing what it is that they don't want other people to know.
But this is not all, my dear viewers. No. The best is just about to come from the mouth of Amber. If you wondered why this woman hates privacy so much, the reason is simple. The children. You must think of the children. The children is the British government's most favorite argument to everything. You want to log into the internet? Think of the children, you sick criminal. Privacy? Children, you don't think of the children. I don't want your brain to freeze from descending so low to argue with this craziness, so I'll just show you this tweet from a security expert Owen Jones. Pedophiles are also using roads, planes, supermarkets, pubs, lettuces, and terraced chocolate oranges, so we are getting rid of them too. But Amber didn't like that very much and started complaining that the whole tech industry is making fun of her for not understanding how crypto works. To that, she replied, "I don't need to understand how encryption works to understand how it's helping the criminals. I will engage with the security services to find the best way to combat that." I recommend that you read this excellent article roasting Amber Rudd written by Natasha Lomas. It's a pure gold. Thank me later. My favorite line from this author is a personal side note directed to Root. US intelligence agencies have previously said they kill people based on metadata, so Sandberg probably has a point. But maybe you don't fully grasp what metadata is either. I think the UK government is seeking to get a mandate to spy on people under 18. And they know they are going to get typical stupid things from them young people do but regret after they grow up. So who is the real creep here? People who want to protect their privacy and security, or creeps who just can't stop watching porn at work? David Cameron previously vowed to block hardcore porn from the darkest corners of the internet. In 2013, he said, "For a lot of children, watching hardcore pornography is in danger of becoming a rite of passage. I will do whatever it takes to keep our children safe," said occasional pigfucker. It's ludicrous to hold the whole society accountable because the kids exist. And it's even more preposterous that the UK government claims to protect children by taking from them means of secure communication. Instead of having targeted surveillance on those criminals, they want to have surveillance of children as if they had some moral high ground and as if the government could never possibly have malicious intent or corrupted interests. They want to make you believe that they have some kind of royal superpower to make sure only they, the good guys, can survey communications. But once they open that door, anybody can survey their communications, and that's when it becomes the real security problem, because as a parent, I can supervise what my kid is doing on their phone in my house, but I can't prevent hackers from exploiting government-mandated backdoors. What they are saying is they want to implement warrantless mass surveillance on every child living in the country. And by the time the new generation hits the voting age, the government is going to have a complete psychological profile of every one of their citizens from birth to present. I'm sure this power can never be abused, not now, not in the future. It will always remain in the hands of good people with good intentions only. With this kind of approach to cybersecurity, it's only a matter of years before Equifax breaches will happen to all kinds of data collecting programs. And soon it will be in the news that all of your WhatsApp, Facebook and Gmail messages are available to read and search by your real name for free, leaked somewhere on the internet. It will be too late then for the outrage of embarrassed spouses, fired employees, ruined relationships, jeopardized business deals, destroyed careers, doxed activists, and depressed kids having their mistakes public in front of everyone. Clearly, this approach is not truly aimed to increase human security in the behind-the-closed-door talks. This is really just a case of out-of-the-hand bureaucratic politics where intelligence agencies and spies just got out of everyone's control and now seem to be too powerful to be stopped. Similar to oil lobby and military-industrial complex, our democratic societies are now facing intelligence-industrial complex. It's really going to suck for all of us, just like it sucks for all those young men being deployed to protect our countries, while in reality they are just securing big interests. Spies are the next big interest, and they seem to have bought a lot of influence in Western governments. This is only happening because of unchecked public spending. This can really be easily solved by sanctioning severe penalties and budget cuts whenever spy agencies deliberately violate privacy of their citizens without a warrant. But it's not happening because money isn't out of politics, and influential actors can just circumvent democracy and constitution by bribing their way around. If you are not convinced this is about money, you have to understand that the intelligence agencies don't develop all of their weapons secretly in their underground labs. They hire private contractors, oftentimes from all around the world, to make and sell them these cyber weapons, which means these private contractors are heavily interested in getting deals to make profit, and all they have to do is to just persuade lawmakers to give them more of taxpayers' money. They don't care about ramifications, they just want to make money. Just like private military contractors, their business model is dependent on public spending. It's not just the UK. Mass surveillance is a new trend around the world. It really makes me wonder if technological progress isn't going to enclose history of humans into one ugly dystopian future. It makes me think that freedom and democracy isn't really meant for our species, that this short history of democracy we have been enjoying until our generation was never meant to last beyond a few decades. But I'm not the kind of guy who settles on maybe this is just how things are, so let's enjoy the little things in this golden cage. The British government now gambles with a dangerous combination of claiming authority over what's moral and developing the most advanced surveillance state in human history. With everything being collected and stored permanently, what this is really doing is that it's creating a dirty war culture of fear where everybody can be criminalized at some point or another. It has already gotten into the point where it becomes impossible at times to tell whether we choose our actions based on our morals or inflicted fear of ever-present punishment. Kind of like with organized religion, but God is the government and morality is the law. This whole state just feels inherently wrong, unbearably unnatural, especially in a society that punishes non-violent freedom of speech or non-violent uses of substances or censors freedom of press. There doesn't seem to be the end of history in the form of liberal democracy finally spreading to the rest of the world. Things seem to hit the reverse mode from the inside of those liberal democracies that were supposed to claim victory after the collapse of the Soviet Union, a victory of free people. In their saying, after the fall of the last authoritarian empire, democracy was supposed to disseminate into the world, but what really disseminates is authoritarianism into those democracies in the name of convenience and false sense of security. And maybe this is it. Maybe we are the last free generation. But let me know if you agree or think I'm wrong. Thanks for watching, and please do leave your comments because I'm not doing this just to rant about it. I want to know what you think we can do about it. Subscribe if you are new to this channel, and have a nice day in the surveillance state.